Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Jeffrey Epstein Show. I'm your host, Bobby Capucci, and this is Daily Drop number 31. All right, before we get into the Daily Drop, we're going to talk a little bit about Project Veritas, who's supposedly dropping some Epstein cover-up files tomorrow. So if that's the case and they're going to drop something juicy, I'll jump right on tomorrow as soon as they drop them and I go through them, and we'll do a daily drop, or we'll do a closer look. We'll do something, and we'll make sure we get it out there right away. So like usual, we're on top of this case and we're ahead of the curve. Look, the Epstein cover-up situation is something I have talked about at length on this podcast, and nobody else has been talking about it for the most part. Everybody talks about the conspiracy theories and this and that and the other thing, when in reality, anybody who's really paying attention to this knows that this is a huge cover-up, and we're not just talking about a little small local jokel cover-up. We're talking about a cover-up that spans continents and reaches to the most elite levels in this world, never mind the United States of America, but the whole entire world. All right? So we're talking about the most devious sex trafficking, high-profile sex trafficking ring ever in the public eye, certainly in America. So I'm very interested to see what they have tomorrow, what they're going to be dropping, and we'll definitely go through all of that. But for tonight's Daily Drop, what we have is another article about our good friend Prince Andrew. It's about the spin doctor that he hired that quit 28 days into his new gig. Now, why would the spin doctor do that? Well, in my personal opinion, it's because he saw the evidence, he saw everything that's going on, and he realizes that this is a no-win case. He's not going to be able to reform the prince's image. He's not going to be able to rebrand him. He's not going to be able to do anything like that. The prince is a lost cause at this point. The only recourse that the prince has to save his image at this point is to come forward and talk about what he knows. No more canned statements. No more hiding behind mommy skirts. Time to stand up, be a man, and face the music. If you were involved in this and you did this, you need to pay the price. All right, let's hop into the article. Prince Andrew may have received a major blow to his effort to rehabilitate his reputation as he continues to be publicly blasted for his friendship with convicted pedophile Jeffrey Epstein. Jason Stein, the master spin doctor hired a month ago to craft Andrew's communication strategy and to repair his damaged reputation, has already quit, the Daily Mail reported over the weekend. There was no reason given for the sudden departure of Stein, who was only 28, but who was labeled a master of the dark arts and strategic messaging during times of crisis and scandal, according to Elaine Liu of Laney Gossip. Before being employed, however, briefly as Andrew's communications secretary, he had worked for Amber Rudd, a conservative former MP and British Home Secretary, the Sun reported. So why would he quit, right? Why would he quit? This is a super high-profile gig for this dude. Probably making big bank. Another person that bails out. Why? Friends simply told the Daily Mail that Stein no longer worked for the Duke of York and was set to start a new job. The Daily Mail said Stein's abrupt departure will be seen as a further blow to the prince, while Lou reported Monday that his leaving should be a big story, at least as much as when the tabloids make a fuss about a staff member quitting the employ of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Yeah, you would think. Frankly, who cares about Meghan Markle and Harry? Nobody should care. But yet, here we are. Look. It's obvious that Prince Andrew is up to no good, all right? This dude is neck deep in this Epstein conspiracy, neck deep in the cover-up, right? The cover-up. This dude is definitely a villain in this story. I hate to say it, but this guy is a villain. Not all princes are good. Joffrey wasn't good, right? Game of Thrones, Joffrey wasn't a good prince. So this is, a grown-up version of Joffrey, I guess. Isn't it fair to at least wonder if the situation with Andrew is so bad that even a master of the dark arts can't spin it in a positive direction, Lou wrote. How bad could it be if a PR expert specializing in scandal has to walk away? Bingo! Right? Like I just said. That's exactly it. If a guy like this is cutting dodge and cutting bait and bouncing on a huge high-profile case like this, imagine on his resume. He could put this on his resume if he could rebrand Prince Andrew and make Prince Andrew have a more positive public persona. Imagine what that would do for this man's career. You're telling me he doesn't want to do that? No. It's because he can't do that. Nobody can do that. Not God himself. Not Muhammad. Not Jesus. Not the Buddha. Nobody. Okay? The only way Prince Andrew can clear his name is to be honest about what happened. Stand tall. But like the rest of them, he won't. He'll hide behind canned statements. He'll hide behind, the Queen. He'll hide behind his royal blood. He'll hide behind, I would never do that. Well, we don't believe you. I'm sorry. We do not believe you. It's up to you to show that evidence to us. Okay? It's not up to us to to say to you, all right, well, yeah, you're right. You haven't shown us any evidence, but we believe you. We don't believe Virginia Joffrey. I'm sorry, but this show, this platform is certainly the wrong place for that. You've been credibly accused, my man, and too many times have credibly accused powerful people gotten away with it. Not this time. Not anymore. The power of media, and not the legacy media, the power of guerrilla media, what we're doing here, these podcasts, independent journalists, media outlets, they're the ones that are going to hold people to account now. The Fourth Estate has failed us, so other people need to slide in and pick up the slack. And that's where us as a group come in, not just me, but all of us. Right? Andrew currently is in Bangkok, Thailand. Oh, that's a great place for a child molester, huh? An alleged child molester. Bangkok? Yeah, because nothing bad ever has gotten to Bangkok. I mean, how tone deaf do you have to be? Good God. No wonder the spin doctor quit. Might as well say he's hanging out down on Revolution Boulevard in Tijuana. Andrew currently is in Bangkok, Thailand, where he spoke at the Asian Business and Investment Summit in 2019 Sunday on the need to provide entrepreneurial opportunities for young people, the Bangkok Post reported. During the Bangkok visit, Andrew also met with members of Thai royalty. The Sun reported in early October that Stein had been hired and that he would report directly to Andrew's private secretary rather than to the Buckingham Palace's press office. All right, now this next paragraph is important. We've talked about this, and this is the perfect way to describe what the efforts to discredit Joffrey's claims are with the pictures and whatnot. Stein's friends, now Stein, remember, is the man who just quit, the PR man. Stein's friends insisted to the Daily Mail that he had no role in the recent pathetic, Stein's friends used the word pathetic, efforts by Andrew's friends to downplay his Epstein connections or to discredit a woman who has accused him of having sex with her when she was one of Epstein's underage sex slaves, as Lou wrote. These efforts have included claiming that 2 notorious Epstein-related photos of Andrew had either been faked or manipulated. BS, we've went over that. The pictures are there for all of you guys to check out when you go to the descriptions. Just take a look for yourself, and I'm sure some of you out there are really good with Photoshop, much better than I am, and you could look for yourself and you could see that there's no way that those have been altered. Stein's friend said he had no involvement in the fake pictures claim, the Daily Mail reported, so Stein believes it's important enough that his surrogates report that he does not have anything to do with those claims. So what does that tell you about Prince Andrew's claims, right? We can't take those claims seriously. I mean, come on. There's no way that those pictures are falsified. Since Epstein's August 10th death by reported suicide, Andrew has faced intensified scrutiny over his friendship with the disgraced multimillionaire financier who had been jailed in Manhattan on new federal sex trafficking charges. Virginia Roberts Joffrey, 35, also has renewed her allegations that Epstein and his alleged madam, Ghislaine Maxwell, forced her to have sex with Andrew 3 times in 2001 when she was 17. As part of those allegations, a notorious photo of Andrew has circulated. The image shows the Duke with his arm around Joffrey on the night in London in 2001 when she said they had sex. Andrew's friends initially attempted the so-called chubby fingers defense. They said the photo with Joffrey must be fake because Andrew's fingers in real life are chubbier than those in the photo. So what are we going to call it? Sausage gate? Sausage finger gate? Little fat stubby finger guy? Fat stubby finger handsy Andy? Come on. It's the most ridiculous, absolutely ludicrous defense I have ever heard. More recently, Andrew's friends told the Sunday Times on October 27th that they had hired a forensic expert to show that this 2001 photo was faked. A forensic expert, huh? Oh, yeah, okay. The friend said the forensic expert would also show that a December 2010 photo of Andrew and Epstein walking together in New York Central Park had been set up by Epstein himself. We know that's BS because we heard from the photographer already and the journalist that was with him from that other article I read. So, again, we see why these daily drops are so important. One article leaves something out, but another article adds it. So what you do is you have a bunch of breadcrumbs and tidbits from all over these different articles, and it's up to you to put the pieces together. And what the media relies on is you being too busy in your regular life, trying to put food on the table, provide for your family, pay for all the crazy taxes they throw on us, to pay attention to what they're doing, to really look at the nuts and bolts, and to throw the curtain back and say, what in the bleep are you people doing? That's what they're depending on. But that ship has sailed now. Now they've went after something sacred. They've went after the children. They've went after poor girls like Virginia Joffrey, and they've completely destroyed their lives. It's unacceptable. It's not going to occur. We're not going to let it occur. We're going to continuously pound on this subject, pound on people like Andrew, until somebody does something about it. The financier was hosting Andrew at his Manhattan mansion for several days in December 2010, apparently hoping that his connection to British royalty would burnish his reputation. Wasn't that with the Dubins as well? Interesting how all these people, all these real rich people, the supposedly elite and smart people who want to tell us about everything and how we should live our lives from their ivory towers are too stupid to realize that they're being duped by a pedophile. Think about that for a minute, folks. The next time you open up an article and one of these rich, famous people are telling us how to live our lives, think about what they do when their doors are closed. Think about what sort of deviousness they're involved in. Pretty sick, isn't it? Pretty sick to think that these are the people that are making the rules that we have to live by. Oh, not them. They don't have to live by the rules, but we do. And their puppets in Congress and the Senate continuously continue to change the rules for them in their favor. And meanwhile, here we are every day strapping on our boots, going to work, doing our best to provide for our families and to stay on the right path and to avoid the federal government at all costs, because they've never created anything good. All right? It's the two-tier justice system is completely and utterly broken. It must be fixed. Epstein was first investigated in the mid-2000s for sex trafficking and ended up serving a controversial 13-month county jail term after pleading guilty to soliciting sex from a minor. Andrew's friends put forward the argument in the Sunday Times that Andrew was the victim of an elaborate setup in which Epstein arranged to have the Central Park photo taken in order to boost his image. They have also said that Andrew only traveled to New York in December 2010 to meet with Epstein in person to formally end their friendship. All right, we've went over this ad nauseum at this point. Nobody's flying across the ocean to end a friendship with anybody else, okay? Not unless you're romantically involved, which if they are, that's fine, whatever. Come out and say that. But if not, what did he have on you? Why did you come back? Did you come because he told you you better come back or I'm going to release so-and-so? For one thing, if Andrew wanted to deliver a breakup message to Epstein personally, multiple news reports show that he dragged things out for nearly a week. He did so while evidently enjoying the enjoying the pedophile's lavish hospitality. In addition to Epstein taking Andrew on that Central Park walk, the financier also reportedly organized an intimate dinner with New York media stars to honor the Duke and arranged for the Duke to receive foot massages from two attractive young Russian women. All right, what did we talk about earlier in the Glenn Dubin closer look? What it was massage's code word for? Sex, right? Ah, well, I wonder what sort of massages Handy Andy is talking about. And furthermore, the media folks that were with them, we're going to do some more digging into that. We know that Stephanopoulos is one of them. We know that Katie Couric used to hang out with this dude. So we're going to do some more digging. We're going to make sure we have everything locked down. We're going to make sure everything's in line and make sure that everything's factual. But once we have everything locked in, we're going to find out who was at that media party, and we're definitely going to report on that. All right, folks, like I said, we'll be back tomorrow with whatever Project Veritas has to offer us. And, of course, we'll be back with the Daily Drop. Hope everybody had a great Monday night. Catch you guys tomorrow.